Top 5 Essential NES Games. Mario, Metroid, Zelda. Thanks for watching. Nah, I'm just kidding. What's up, nerds? I'm Longy Long, the Ghetto Gamer, struggling through a sinus infection to bring you some awesome old games to help you grow your retro collection without wasting a bunch of money. If that sounds helpful, be sure to subscribe to see when I make new videos. Anyway, this list will ignore Mario, Zelda, and Metroid to focus on less obvious titles that are still essential for any NES collection. So for a solid library that's fun to play, these are my top 5 must-haves. Number 5, Batman. Many developers have tried to make Batman games, but in my mind, this is the original master. Even though the game has almost nothing to do with the Tim Burton film or the comics, the responsive controls, clever platforming, great music and graphics, and the overall challenge make this an essential part of any NES collection. By the way, I did a full review of this game a few months ago. I even made an extremely impressive Batman costume for your amusement.
What's up, nerds?
I'll post the link down below if you want to watch it. Number 4, Punch-Out. 8-bits isn't a lot to work with, and fighting games were hard to pull off on the NES. Punch-Out reformats the genre by removing character mobility and replacing it with a variety of dodges, blocks, and punches that render extremely well on the 8-bit system. Punch-Out is really hard, but the difficulty ramp is fair, and opponent moves are based on patterns. Since the controls are responsive and intuitive, players are freed from having to really think about which buttons to press, and it just becomes a test of reflexes and timing. Therefore, if you suck, you've only got yourself to blame. Number 3, Dragon Warrior, or Dragon Quest, if you want to be a weeb about it. For me, and I suspect for a lot of other gamers, this was my first real RPG, and that's no coincidence. This is one of the first RPGs ported to the NES and readily available in the United States, and Nintendo Power offered a humongous promotion for the game, giving away a free copy to new subscribers along with a strategy guide and a bunch of other little Dragon Warrior goodies, just in time for Christmas. So guess what was under my tree that year? Dragon Warrior is a simple game with one player facing off against one enemy at a time. By today's standards, it's overly simple, but for kids like me who had never even heard of RPGs, it was the perfect introduction, and I think this game retains its addictive quality today, more so than Final Fantasy, which I can barely stand to look at. Number 2, Contra. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. Remember? Now, on a system rife with memorable platformers, this is one of the absolute best, and one of the few that really implements a two-player mode to great effect. This was probably one of my favorite games as a kid, mostly because I didn't need to own it. All of my friends had a copy, and there was no need to take turns, which was always a dubious proposition. This game is punishingly difficult, but the famous Konami code helps out with 30 extra men, plus the variety of weapons, non-stop action, and great graphics and sound make this a memorable and mandatory addition to any NES collection. Before we get to number 1, let's flash by some runners-up. These are games that I've either already covered enough or plan to cover at length in future videos. You see anything I missed? Any games you think ought to be on this list, drop a comment below, and be sure to subscribe to see if your games make it into future videos. So the number 1 game on this list is Mega Man 2. Or Mega Man 3, they're almost interchangeable, maybe even Mega Man 4. In fact, ever since that first terrible Mega Man game, the Mega Man formula has survived intact. Changes have come and gone, sometimes for the good, sometimes less so. But Mega Man games are still being developed and loved, and even the graphics are pretty much the same. Mega Man 2's incredible soundtrack, I think, makes it my favorite in the series, but you can pick up just about any core Mega Man game and expect a solid, fun, challenging, and memorable experience. Alright, you made it to the end of the video, and hopefully my sinus infection voice isn't too distracting, and if you enjoyed this, you can always check out some of the other videos on my channel. Be sure to subscribe to see when new ones come out. And if you want to help me out to make these, because it can get pricey even for the ghettoest of gamers, go to my Patreon page. It's under Longy_long, same as my Twitter handle, and you can drop me a buck. Also, find me on Twitter, find me on IndieWatch.net, and hopefully everyone has a safe and ghetto holiday season. Christmas is in less than a week, so I should probably think about starting my shopping. Alright, till next time everyone, keep it ghetto.